All right, well, we all know what goes well with roast capon for New Year's Eve. That's champagne, of course. Even though we're going to get full of alcohol this New Year's Eve, like most of us do, we may want to be careful about binging too much. So here's Dr. Kohli with why we should be careful. This time of year, many of us don't just indulge in the food, but we indulge in the alcohol too. Dr. Kohli, it's something many of us are guilty of, and I'm sure you see it a lot too in your practice. So I want to talk about the effects of drinking. We all know that it's not great for us, but is there a number that we should be stopping at? What should we be looking out for?
You know, the American Heart Association says, Danny, that you should limit to less than 1 drink for women and less than 2 drinks per day for men. Now, that's an average. I sometimes have patients that say, oh, well, I only drink on the weekends, and I drink 5 or 6 drinks on the weekends, but nothing at all during the week, so it averages out. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that because you're taking a large amount of alcohol at once, and that can actually be toxic to our liver. So our liver metabolizes 90% of the alcohol that we consume, and when it breaks it down, it actually turns it into a chemical that can cause cancer.
Oh, wow.
And then it tries to detox that chemical and sort of get rid of it. So we want to limit the dose of alcohol that we give to our liver in any given setting. Now, some of our tolerance depends on how much we're used to drinking, our body size, are we a small person, are we a big person, but really try to stick to the less than the 1 and less than the 2 if you can.
Okay, well, and I know too, around this time of year, we see a lot of those sweet alcoholic drinks. A lot of times, you know, I go for like a hot chocolate with schnapps, you know, something a little bit warmer, but I'm sure those probably can't be that great for us too, right?
No, and that's a double whammy right there, because you've got all that alcohol going to your liver, and then you've got all that sugar going to your pancreas, which is, you know, the organ that helps us make insulin and control our sugar. Not to mention all the calories that you're putting in there. And so you're setting yourself up in a way for all that holiday weight gain. Because you're, you know, affecting the way your body kind of clears all of that stuff. And if you think about all the chemicals that you're taking in with those kinds of processed drinks, you're creating a perfect storm for inflammation, for diabetes, for high blood pressure, and for heart arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation, which can actually increase your risk of stroke. In fact, we have a condition that we call holiday heart.
Oh, wow.
Yes, which is when people indulge a little bit too much over the holidays, and it can trigger this condition called atrial fibrillation, which can require admission to the hospital, can be dangerous, can increase risk of stroke, as I said.
Wow, okay. And I know we talked briefly about this at the beginning too, but a lot of the times, you know, people do say, hey, you know, I'll drink one a day, you know, every week or whatever, but then the holidays do come and you do see more of that binging. That's worse, right?
That's much worse. Okay. Especially if your body's not used to it, because again, your liver is getting a dose of alcohol that's much higher, and it's kind of working overdrive. It's overwhelmed, you know, trying to metabolize it and sort of keep you healthy with it. So I would much rather that you drank 1 drink every night than going to a holiday party on Friday and Saturday and drinking, you know, a bunch of drinks at that party. So to really just try the moderation. I know it's very difficult when we're in a social setting sometimes because there's so much around alcohol and gatherings that's social. But some of the tricks that I like to do is to, you know, mix a little bit of sparkling water in my wine, turn it into a sangria, or put a little juice in it, make it last a little bit longer. Then you get the experience of drinking, but you space it out a little bit over time. Or I alternate. So if I have a drink, then I might get you know, a ginger beer or some kind of a mocktail or something afterwards, and then alternate that with an alcoholic beverage as well. So really try to think about creative ways, or tell the bartender to put a half a shot. And you know, these are important ways for us to enjoy the holidays, enjoy the experience of drinking without necessarily hurting our bodies and giving our liver that dose of alcohol.
I like that. I like that a lot. You can kind of cheat the system, guys, and still enjoy the holiday parties. Dr. Kohli, thank you so much, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Danny.
Well, if you have a topic or question for Dr. Kohli, message us on our Facebook page. That's Colorado & Company on 9 News. Your topic may just end up on the show.